She's fun to play, like Lady K, but unfortunately, this game just won't let her have her way. Her name's Kenjiro, and this is why she's really disappointing. So, we're gonna get this quickly. In essence, all her moves, apart from her stand normals and her jump normals, are garbage to varying forms of view. So, let's talk about the egregious ones, of course. Her jabs, her crouching jab is terrible. This is slower than most jabs. And that's about it for jabs. Hopefully it gets normalized next update, like I mean that's anyone. But her heavy is outrageously minus on block, while also having all of its cancels not good, like not interruptible. Oops, jab there. Like every single cancel except for 4S, it's interruptible. Actually, this is just interruptible too in the corner. That's crazy. So she doesn't have a single good special on block after this. In fact, you just not use it. Maybe mid screen, at least you dodge some jabs, but you can't do anything. And if people will take away of that, this character's dead, back into bottom tier where she's gonna be for the rest of her life. So hopefully they make this way faster. I guess it should be way faster. They should make this just Medullia's making her heavy. Just have all the frame data of Medullia's heavy, put it on this move. Because this move's hitbox is not as good as Medullia's, but Medullia's gets to have anti-air standing heavy that reaches full screen. So yeah, I think Kenjiro deserves that kind of frame data. Especially since when you land it, you'd be lucky, you'd be blessed to land this tipper and go into 4S, even on counter hits, because it just doesn't work. Oops. Yeah. Especially if they're crouching. If they're crouching, you just die for doing that. So, yeah. Of course, you could just go into 5X, which I will take. I will take having to switch on my combos whether they crouching or not. But I won't take it being this slow, being able to just jump on reaction, because you can just jump on reaction there. You can also just dash up. It's so bad that you can dash up on block and punish it. As I'll show here. This will be the last time I show you how bad this move is. So yeah, that's what it from 5H. Make it faster, make the cancels from it faster, and yeah, then it'll be decent. Same thing with standing. I mean, with your forward heavy, you might look cool as an overhead, but it's garbage. Really garbage, especially since you can punish this with full screen. So that's really bad. On top of that, it's 30 frame startup, so everyone's gonna block this. So that means you should just never use it because it's always punishable. I don't really have anything more to say about that move. The move gives nothing. It gives like a knockdown, a hard knockdown at least, so you can actually mix them up. But this will never hit because no one's ever going to get hit by a 30 frame overhead, no matter how cool it might look. So make it faster, like way faster, or make the move like frame 20, which is still slow, but at least make it really plus on block, because this move is so slow. Like this could be like frame 22 startup or something. So what they would have to do is that if you're up close, they'll have to actually just jab you out of it instead of blocking it, because you'll be plus on block. That's how it should be, because it's really bad right now. So next comes to our specials. All the specials are bad. So our 5S is way too slow. It's slower than Ricky Mario's Fireballs, and Ricky Mario's Fireballs is like one of the slower ones. Only good use is to use it before someone uses a Fireball, which is almost never going to happen. So the only good use for it is to have the EX version, which you would actually use because it is full screen, and like people actually like throwing for a Fireball at full screen, so it makes more sense. Next, also it's really terrible on block for some reason, so maybe that should not be the case, especially with the EX version. I'm spending EX just to be heavy punishable on block. Okay, really? Come on. Anyway, DP. DP is way too slow. I'll press DP 10 years before Ricky Mario presses his DP, and his DP will still come out in DP. So, that's shit. Like that. Like the fact that I didn't even counter hitting when I pressed this in 10 years, when I pressed Kenjiro's DP 10 years before Ricky Mario's, it's really crazy. Ricky Mario's DP is frame 9, as it should be. Kenjiro's is frame 20 something. Why? Why? It moves so slow, and it gives nothing. Unless you're in the corner, and unless you get to really high anti-air DP. In which case, you have to link a jab so you can get a combo, which is decent. But it's too slow to ever have that happen in the first place. So you can't even use it preemptively because it's so slow, and you have, unlike Shinwei, you have severe landing recovery. So you can't just move out of it, try to act like as if you're plus on with like a soul DP or something. But yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. 4EX and 4S, they're both terrible. They're really dumb on block. Just you can just punish all the time. See heavy punishable all the time. And if you do 4EX full screen, you will still get fully punished for some reason. This should just be safe on block, in fact maybe even plus on block. But I'll say safe on block because you can't really anti-air this move. Because it's sword. But yeah, this should just be safe on block. Lucky. I'd actually say that this part at the end should just be an overhead, but that's if you want to make it too lit and be minus on block, because this move is too bad to not be either safe on block or overhead. In fact, actually, as an overhead, it will still be terrible, so actually never mind about that. Now, let's talk about, actually, its only good use is like use it carefully before a fireball comes in, and then in that case you get to lose a bounce and get a decent combo, but that's about it. Oh yeah, talk about DP, and we have to talk about the EX DP. EX DP is terrible, of course. It's a full screen button that when I use at full screen, it barely ever hits. You can never combo from it, of course. It's really slow, but also does almost no damage, so that's crazy. It does like, if you're looking at damage scaling, Ricky's jab is doing like 20 damage, that's like 40 damage right there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does like 100 damage, and that's about it. It's not that good. Yeah, this should just be invincible on startup Loki. I don't know how Shenlong and Kenjiro are in the same patch where Shenlong has an invincible DP that is pretty fast, that he can do straight up from here and still combo from it, while Kenjiro has the slowest DP I've ever seen, also having an EX DP that's not even invincible on startup. So I have no idea how that happened. Yeah, make it faster. Also make it like invincible on startup. And if you're going to do that, make sure this dash has a hitbox after some frames, like maybe like frame 10. At frame 10, it will just have a hitbox, so that this will instead of being a 4-hand move, it'll be a 5-hand move, just so that people aren't like just baiting the fuck out of the invincible DP. Because if you're riffing it heavy on this DP, you should just get punished, especially since the punish isn't that good. So that's what I think anyway. Next, we have the worst moves in the game, which is sweep. Now sweep actually is pretty decent. It hits from there, but the problem with it is that it's freaking heavy punishable from this range. How is that even possible? Like, come on. Like, why is this a thing? Like, why can't you just have one good move that's on block? Like, one good special move on block. It's crazy, really. The EX version is also terrible. It's even more minus on block, really. It's just terrible. It has no use. This does more damage than this. So we can install here. right here. This does around how much damage? This does around 80 damage, and then this doesn't hit anything. This does like 10 less damage, so fine. And then we have sometimes it can hit if you're like max range. So I know Stu basically does the same damage as a normal one. So it has no use. It has no use. The chip damage is not good. It's super punishable block. There's no reason to ever use that move. Why is it even in the game? It should just be good. Just be like plus or block or something. At least safe. Like, come on, and give me a combo. Like, come on. This is in the same game where Akira can jab off of his sweep, and Mario can always go into DP from almost any range. So I don't know how this happened. Loki. The only good usage of meter, which is like undoubtedly good, is Kenjiro's EX. I name it this and slow. I mean, it's Kenjiro's Super. I name it this and slow. But it's decent. I wouldn't even buff this move. It's decent. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's why Kenjiro is really disappointing right now. She's pretty fun, but just like Lady K, she just has shit that doesn't function at all. Also, whoops, forgot. She has a jump moves. So this moves might want to use it as an air to air, but it just doesn't hit. Same with the EX version. This will not hit most of the time, unless you're really unless you're below them. It'll never hit. If you jump at the same time and use it, it will never hit. Just like this one. Especially, it's even a sword, and it still sometimes won't even hit. Like, the hitbox does seem to be Kenjiro at this point. It should be the sword and include Kenjiro. Kenjiro's hitbox should just turn into a hitbox, so that when she actually moves through the people, she actually hits them. Because a lot of the time, this will just whip. You might think it's actually pretty good here, but stuff like that will happen. And even if your head is just in her legs, you'll still just not get hit. So yeah, you might think it's really good because I'm always hitting here, but the last recording of this video, none of them hit. So it's really inconsistent. It's too inconsistent. No one ever uses this move. And the only use of it is to land cancel, like currently since jump heavy is a negative block, only use of it is to land cancel her jumping heavy so that it's actually like +2 on block instead of being negative 10 million. So, let me try it again. Oops. Mess it up. And you get really punished if you mess up this leg. On that. I think that was it, but the confirmation graphic didn't show. Let's do it again. So yeah, the only good use of this move is to fix something that should already be fixed, and even then it's really hard to use in the first place. So that's how bad the move is. Like its intended purpose, it's just really bad for it, and then on top of that, it's like not unscaled either, so in combos it just does no damage, and of course you can't combo from it. So I don't know why you'd ever use that move apart from this, and even then it's really fucking hard to use this. In fact, it's so hard that you probably just wouldn't do it. You actually just accept that you minus one block here, because if you mess this up, you just get full punished. So yeah, I'll have a short video of it right here. But thanks for watching. Kenjiro is broken. Kenjiro is broken in a bad way. Fix her please, negative. Thanks. Actually, I think I'll just show the tech with the jump S canceling bit just right here.